Boy, I sure wish stuff would stay clean all winter long and we wouldn't get it dirty till spring. Well, this sure looks like a brand new Gator, but the truth of the matter is it's got like almost 400 hours on it. I sure wish it was able to stay clean its whole life, but if it was to stay clean its whole life, I wouldn't be taking it to the farm. It does not matter how slow I go down this road, this Gator is still gonna look like, after a week's worth of travel, or even, you know, a few days, it'll look like, you know, it didn't even get washed. But it makes me feel good knowing that there's a clean vehicle underneath all that dirt. The sad reality of owning a vehicle like this is, let me back up. If I wanted to keep this thing 100% clean, I would be washing it every hour during the muddy season to make it clean. Now, I'm only doing 11 mile an hour because that's all the faster, you know, we need to go. I mean, back to what I was saying, the sad reality is that when you own a vehicle like this, it's not gonna get washed as often. You might wash it maybe once every week if it needs it. You might wash it every 3 months, just depending on how much you use it. I use this thing every day, and the sad reality is that I need to do a better job of taking care of this thing, because it's just the fact of life. You buy something to get you to point A to point B, of course you're going to take care of it. Now, that might not always be the case for every situation, for every person, but we can at least do our part and keep the vehicle in good working order. Again, this is why I took care of that 7010, cleaned it up really good. The John Deere skid loader is going to get paint, okay? Why? Because it makes things look better. It's time to start taking a little better care of stuff, and it really helps to wash your vehicle every once in a while to get like these components here clean and everything. I have no clue why these have rusted already. I really don't. These are rusted already on a brand new John Deere 835R. But you know what? It probably is what it is. I mean, I'm not going to send the thing back to John Deere just because of a couple rusted fasteners. But basically what I was saying, if this stuff in here was not rusted or not cleaned out periodically, it and all that dirt and everything just reacts to metal just as sandpaper reacts to metal. It takes the metal, it takes the paint right off of it when you go to sand it. So that is what dirt does to components like your suspension, your shocks and everything. It just grinds it like sandpaper, basically, more or less. And that's the reality of it. So the question I just asked myself is, I bought something to use on the farm. If I wanted to keep it clean 100% of the time, I would just park the thing and use my four-wheeler. But there are instances where I need the tipping bed to dump gravel, topsoil, anything that needs dumping. I like using the Gator. Yes, I know you guys are gonna say, well, you're spoiled to have a cab and everything. It's my Gator. I will use it as such. Thank you very much. But like I was saying, if I wanted to keep the thing clean all the time, I would just park it and look at it. That is not the case, and it's not gonna happen. Good. That's what I like to see. Everybody's eating. Good. There's no sick one straying behind. Well, you must have got scared. But like I was saying, there's no strays standing behind. Now there might be a couple that are lingering behind, like that one there, for just because there's no room. Okay, and that's just the long and the short of it. Is he's probably waiting his turn, or her turn, whichever. Yeah, so everybody's eating. That's what we like to see. Like I said, if there's not enough room, they might hang back and wait till one cow gets done eating, and then might jump in that cow's spot that backed out and start eating. I don't know. I'm not a cow, so I don't know how those things work. All I know is, as a farmer, well, I'm gonna save that for another video. I don't know, looking back, I should have probably gotten the four-wheeler out this past week when it was really, really nice out. But there'll be warmer days, I'm sure of it. So my goal in 2024 is to keep this thing cleaner. Then I've kept my past 2 UTVs. So I'm just headed back to home here, and I want to touch on a subject, or not really a subject, but make an observation for everyone that is viewing this video currently and in the need or in the market for a John Deere 835R Gator. I want to tell you that you will just want to stick with the optional headlight switch down here. That's what the little orange indicator means, and the little light switch down there in between the horn button, which is in between the blinky button, which is between the power tipping bed option. Okay, so it comes standard with LED headlights, all right? But there's a problem. There's no high beam. There is only on and off. So what I did, and I don't know how well this is gonna pick it up, but I don't know if you guys remember or not, them LED pods that I had on the front of my 835M. These little guys here, I use these. Yes, these. Oops, that's a little bright. As my high beams, okay? And I'll tell you why. Is because John Deere wants $500. Yes, you heard me correct. They want $500 for the optional high beam and low beam switch for the headlights. It's not enough that we could have just done, you know, high beams and low beams LEDs as standard equipment. You know, we had to kind of dumb our way down to do LED lights, but it's an upgrade from the M, I will give it that. I am sure on the Signature Series it has the updated brush guard. The Signature Series John Deere Gator looks identical to this Gator as it sits right now. It is basically the same thing, except there is a rear view backup camera in the tailgate somewhere. I'm gonna say it's probably right here. And everything's the same back here on the Signature Series that I can find. There is a sliding rear window right there. Not on this machine, because this is not the Signature Series, okay? This whole display right here, I don't know if they still kept this or not. This whole display is a touchscreen. So this is all a touchscreen. That's all fine and dandy. There are 7 speakers. I think there's still the 2 on the floor or under the dash. You can kind of see them right there. Okay, there is 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 speakers in the Signature Series. And I actually think they went and mark my words, I don't remember 100%. They went and put a subwoofer under the seat. I don't know if that is standard equipment or not. I haven't really dug into it all that much, just because, well, I'm not interested in a $40,000 machine. This is all the more of a machine that I needed to upgrade to. I'm just satisfied that there's a park in the transmission. No more foot actuated cable park brake down there on the floor. But surprisingly, that is an option to go back to that on this model of Gator. And I guess it would just be the same purpose as an emergency brake on a car or a truck, basically. So you guys are probably asking yourselves, $500, that's nothing. Well, it is. These pods do just a good enough job that I don't need to spend the extra what is it, like $500? No, it would have been $400. I think these alone were $100, I think. And I already had these on the 835M, my previous machine. I mean, they're doing a good enough job of lighting up the area as high beam headlights. I just don't see the need to go with it, with the optional high beams and low beams. So before I go any further in this video, I want to say happy birthday to a viewer of mine that watches my channel. His birthday is this coming Tuesday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, God bless you. Happy birthday to you. Well, why don't we just keep on going with this here video. Man, this thing looks so nice outside. And you know what? It's gonna stay nice because I've learned my lesson with my other Gator. I learned that when wintertime approaches, that you go to your local hardware or your local Tractor Supply and you buy yourself a shackle. Okay, of course I got a ball on the front of this, but you take your ball off, you put a shackle on this, and you wrap yourself a rope or a chain around the front end of this thing, and you can pull yourself out. I learned that you do not hook on a brush guard up here. Do not hook down here, 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 or you know, anywhere else. I mean, I just pointed that out, that you do not hook here, because I'm sure there's somebody out there that is gonna say, well, I hooked to my mirror and I ripped it off. Well, Northeast Ohio farmer told you not to do that. It's just from past experiences. But it's gonna stay clean, and I learned with the other Gator that there are different kind of waxes for plastic versus metal, and I learned just that. You don't use automotive wax on plastic. It just doesn't do well. Like I said this morning, I wish this thing would stay clean 100% of the time, but for it to do that, I would just have to go back and forth to the mailbox with it. We wouldn't get nothing done just doing that. Uh-oh. So if you guys are in the market for a John Deere 835R or John Deere 835M, why don't you guys go stop down at your local John Deere dealer this coming week or next week and talk to a salesman about a John Deere 835R or a John Deere 835M. You guys will thank me in making this decision, because I'm a real life person who puts his machine through everyday uses. You guys will not find a much more thorough review than what I do on my channel. I've not had any problems with my other Gator. The only problems I've had are with the battery, and that is my fault. I will admit, at about 1,000 hours, 1,500 hours or so, it started giving me problems with the battery not staying fully connected, but that was my problem. I did not have any problems with the drive belt on my other Gator, the engine, the suspension, the tires. Anything like that I did not have a problem with on my other Gator. Actually, yes, I had to put an alternator on the other Gator. I will admit I had to put another alternator on the other Gator, but I hope this Gator gets me many more miles and hours than the other 835M Gator. So again, guys, if you're in the market for a John Deere 835R or an 835M, I would highly consider going to your local John Deere dealer and talking to a salesman about maybe test driving an 835R or an 835M John Deere Gator, or even an 865. They 865s are the same exact thing. The only thing is it's a diesel engine instead of a gasoline engine. That's the only difference. Other than that, same machine. I want to thank you guys for stopping by, and if you haven't already, I would encourage you to hit that subscribe button, leave a comment below, and give me a thumbs up, which helps the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you next time.